Next, a protest is planned today against the decision to raise the state pension age for many women in their 50s and 60s. It's to coincide with a debate in the House of Commons, with thousands of women saying they're now facing financial difficulties because of the changes. Up until 2010, women received their pension at 60, but it's been rising ever since. As of earlier this month, women will get their state pension at 65. That's the same age as men. The government's been increasing the age at which people can claim pensions because everyone's living longer, obviously. But according to campaign groups and some politicians, women who were about to hit 60 when the changes were brought in didn't have time to prepare. Let's talk to Patricia Gibson, who is an SNP MP who is hosting today's debate at Westminster. Shirley Clark, who turned 60 in 2014 and isn't yet receiving her pension. She's taking part in today's rally. And Carol May, who's 64 and can't yet get her state pension. She says she's living on £73.10 a week and has had to use food banks to cope. Welcome all of you. Thank you very much for coming on the programme. Carol, you tell our audience how you found out that the pension age was changing to 60.
I found out quite by accident. I was working with a woman born the same year as me in 1954, but in the spring. And I don't know how it came up in conversation when we were working together about retirement. And I said how much better off I would be when I hit 60 and got my pension.
Which was the next birthday.
Which was the next birthday.
You were 59 at the time.
Yeah. And she said, oh, don't you know? Actually, you and I won't get our pension till we're 66. And I was just gobsmacked. I'd relied on that following my divorce, out of which I got nothing. I'd been homeless.
And now you live on £73.10 a week, which is half of a work pension and half of job seekers allowance, because you are looking for a job.
Yeah.
Which is why you say you've had to use food banks.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the bills still have to be paid. And, you know, my electric bill, I only use one of my heaters in my flat now. So it is quite chilly, but even then, my electric bill is £55 a month.
Which is, yeah,
yeah.
Which is, takes a big
on
chunk
a budget
out.
plan.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
takes a big chunk out of that.
Shirley, hello.
Hello.
You had just under 3 years' notice, I think, about the pension age being pushed back from 60.
Yes.
Why isn't that enough time to prepare?
Well, you have a lifetime of planning. From the day you start work, you sort of plan your life. And you plan to get your pension at 60, and it's not there at the end of the day. And we had to plan for it.
But is 3 years not enough time to plan?
No.
Do you think it is, Patricia?
No, the DWP itself says that people need around about a 15-year lead-in time before they can properly adapt for retirement.
Which is why they say in a statement to us, the government decided more than 20 years ago to make the state pension age the same for men and women as a long overdue move towards gender equality. People are living much longer, so we need to raise the age at which all of us can have a state pension to ensure it's sustainable now and for future generations.
There's no argument about raising the state pension age. The argument here is about the way that it's been done. The previous Pensions Minister, Stephen Webb, himself admitted that not enough notice had been given. The DWP,
20 years, they say.
Well, it was accelerated in the 2011 Pension Act.
That's right.
And it was accelerated after the Cridland Review. And the government implemented those recommendations, but what they didn't do was take note of what else Cridland said, which was if you're going to accelerate the pension, you have to also cushion the impact with welfare reforms to help those most affected.
Right, is that what you want now? That's what you're calling for. And what would that mean in practical terms?
Well, the SNP put forward its own potential solution to this in 2016, and we argued that the government should revert back to the original 1995 timetable, which would mean the pension age wouldn't rise until from 2020. The government rejected that, and it's rejected a number of other options that others have put forward. So what we are saying to the government is, if you don't like any of the options that have been put forward, what's your solution to this?
Carol, Shirley, what do you want?
I would like my pension, really.
Now?
Yes, now.
I'd like my pension and all the money that I've lost from the age of 60. because that's made such a huge difference. I don't have a life, I have an existence. And after a lifetime of work, I deserve more than that.
We'll see what happens after the rally today. Thank you very much, all of you. Thanks for coming on the programme. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.